Hey everybody, it's Drew Perkins and welcome back to my show, Served Family Style. So we are at the L at Robinson Farms Next Gen. We're actually on the third floor and this is one of my favorite places to come and relax. But today we're in here because I need to fill the snack bar, right? I love giving my guests treats, and as a matter of fact, we're gonna be making some treats today. So I am going to be making some apple turnovers, one of my mother's favorite recipes, and it's a hit with the family. And so I just wanted to treat the guests with a little something sweet. So come on downstairs and let's make something sweet. Hey everybody, my name is Drew Perkins and welcome to my show, Served Family Style. I am a wife, a mom, an interior designer, and I'm a CEO and co-owner of Robinson Farms Next Gen with my 11 siblings. You're gonna see some food, fun, fashion, and you're definitely gonna be laughing. Enjoy yourself here, lay back, have some fun, and join us at the table because we love to serve it up family style. So you guys, are you ready for a sweet treat? Let's get into these apple turnovers. So the first thing I'm gonna do is, because these are granite countertops, I am just gonna go ahead and sprinkle a little flour here. And then I'm gonna take, guess what, a store-bought crust. Yes, I am. Although my mother used to make hers homemade, and I do sometimes as well. But for today, I am just gonna use what I have, and it is a store-bought one. And so I'm just gonna lay it out, and then I'm just gonna put a little flour on my hand, rub it around, and then we're just gonna put a little flour on our rolling pin. We're gonna roll this out. We're not gonna even roll it out too much. We're just gonna give it a little roll out. And then I'm just gonna take my knife, I'm gonna cut my knife, and I'm gonna cut the crust in 4 squares, right? Now, I'm gonna tell you guys something about my mom and the things that she used to teach me in the kitchen, right? One of the techniques she always taught me, and this is not a paring knife, this is a cutting knife, right? But because I'm gonna be cutting the apples as well, I'm gonna go ahead and start with this knife so that I don't have to switch knives, right? But one of the things she would always tell me when I was cutting apples, because we pared a lot of apples or pears or different types of fruit. My dad would go get bushels of sweet potatoes or apples, but she would always tell me, like, do not cut the flesh of her apples away. And that just means that you stay so close to the apple that you're actually barely cutting off the apple that's contained with the hull, right? And so what I would make sure, she would always, it would be a contest for she and I to make sure that I could keep a long string of the apple going so that I could get all the way to the end without breaking my string. But this is just something that she taught me, because to her it was throwing away food if I didn't pay attention and not get really close to the bottom. So I made it to the bottom, right? And so now I can just cut that part off. And so all we're really gonna do is I'm gonna grab my cutting board, which has all of my ingredients on it, right? And I'm just gonna sit that here. And all you're gonna do is take your apple and you're gonna cut your apple in half. And then you can take out your seed and your pits. So we're just gonna slice these apples up. I'm just gonna wash them and go ahead and put them in the other apples that I have simmering on the stove, right? I'm just gonna rinse these off real quick, and I'm gonna add them to the pot that I have simmering in the back. And when you guys are cooking your apples, you can cook them down to the consistency that you like them. So if you like a crunchy apple, then you might not want to cook yours as long as I'm cooking mine, because I'm not a fan of apples, so I really like them kind of all smushed up, right? The ingredients that are gonna go inside. So I'm actually gonna be adding some white sugar, some brown sugar, I have some butter, some vanilla, and I have some nutmeg and some cinnamon. And that's what's gonna make the inside of the apple turnover just delicious. And if you are a lover of cinnamon, feel free to really indulge in the cinnamon. I add some white sugar and brown sugar. It gives it a nice flavor, and it's such a fall feel when you start cooking with some of the cinnamon and the nutmeg, that tells me that fall is near. I'm gonna stir this in, and I'm gonna put the top on it, and I'm gonna let it just simmer down for a little bit and get those apples to the consistency that I like them. And then we are going to fill our crust, and then I'm gonna fry these up, and I promise you, you are going to love them. So stay tuned. Okay, you guys, so I've taken our apples that we had simmering on the stove, and now I'm gonna start putting it in all of these cutouts that I did when I actually cut the crust into 4 squares. And so all you need to do is really get enough of your apples, scoop it inside, and then just like in Elle fashion, she would take it and just flip it over. And instead of adding any type of egg wash to this, she would just press it down with a fork. And so that's how you close, just by pressing it down on the fork. And I'm just gonna go ahead and do this to all of these, because then we'll start putting them in the skillet, because you really need to pay attention to them when you start putting them in the skillet so that they don't burn. And so yeah, so this is something that I find is kind of soothing for me now, is to cook and to recreate my mother's recipes in the kitchen. And not to mention, my siblings love eating anything that my mother used to say it's akin to hers. So anything that tastes similar to hers, if not just like it. I'm pretty sure it does taste just like hers, but you know. Okay, so now that we have these, and I've had my oil cooking, I'm just gonna start dropping these. They are frying up nicely. I'm gonna turn my eye up just a little, and then I'm just gonna check on probably the first one that they put in, just to see, but nope, they still got a couple more minutes. So I'm gonna let these just fry up. Okay, you guys, so it smells so good in here. I'm getting ready to plate up some the apple turnovers. So I've already flipped them over, I've let them cook, and now I'm getting ready to serve them up so that we can have us a taste of some amazing apple turnovers. One of the things that I do when I'm actually making mom's recipes, in order to make them feel like my own, I kind of always add something to it that maybe she wouldn't have done. So for me, I take a little bit of cinnamon and sugar, and I just sprinkle it over the top, just to give a little zhuzh to what I'm doing. And then ice cream or whipped cream, but today I'm doing some whipped cream, and I'm just gonna pop that whipped cream right there. Oh, that looks so good. And for those who love an extra juice and just extra fruit, I'm just gonna drizzle a little bit of that extra. And man, I'm gonna use this same spoon, and I am going to cut into this, and I'm telling you, I know I'm gonna feel like I'm just right at mom's house. Oh my God, you guys. Apple turnovers, straight from the farm at Robinson Farms Next Gen at the Elle in Cape Girardeau, Missouri, where served family style. There's nothing better. Bye.